All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Another quick one. What's your excuse? What is the excuse today? Why can't you come to the gym? Why aren't you showing up for yourself? What's the excuse? What, you don't got the money? What, you don't got a babysitter? Or what, you got to work late? What's the excuse? Now, mind you, life does happen to a lot of us. Life happens. But there is no excuse for you to quit on yourself. Being lazy, feeling discouraged, feeling like you're not making no progress, those are all excuses for you to fail. You got to put the work in. You got to find that motivation. You got to find that why. What's the motivation? What are you doing? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because that's what boxing is. Just like life. Whatever you want to get yourself into, it's all about making that sacrifice. Every day is not going to be a day we just feel like just going to the gym. You don't feel like getting up, going to work. You don't feel like getting up, going to school. Every day is not going to be that motivation. Just do it just because you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it because you want to do it. You want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, bang out your 3 miles, bring out your 5 miles. Feel accomplished before 6 o'clock in the morning, before everybody else get up. You want to get to the gym at a certain time. You know, like my hours at the gym with my fighters, Monday through Friday, mandatory, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now, you got to work your way around that schedule right there, okay? You got to work your way around it. If this is what you want to do on a professional level, or if you want to be a top amateur, you got to revolve your life around from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Mandatory. Boxing is a very, very, very short window. Very short window. And a lot of times, we are making too many excuses on how to fail. We're making excuses for ourselves, man. This is not meant to be easy. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it. It's only for a certain few. And this is not to beat you down, to discourage you. See, I'm speaking from experience. Because I've been there. I seen it. I tried it. I tried to make excuses. I tried to take shortcuts. I tried to go from trainer to trainer. I tried to go gym to gym. I tried it, and it didn't work. And it didn't work for me, and it didn't work for a lot of other ones way before me. And unfortunately, it's not working for you. So you got to find your why. You got to find your reason why you want to succeed, why you want to do this, man. You cheating yourself, man. You heard it saying before. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. And you're cheating yourself, man. You really are. And it's sad to see, because I have a lot of guys who don't have the God-given natural ability, the natural talent, but they are so dedicated. They are so loyal to the program. They are so loyal to the why. But then I got guys who actually got it. Guys that can just naturally fight. Guys who are just natural athletes. But they the ones that always quit. They the ones that always quit on themselves. And again, it's not to discourage you or beat you down. It's just kicking reality, kicking facts, hoping just one person can grab onto this and take it and run with it. The ones with the most talent be the ones with the hardest head. Be the most undisciplined ones. Be the ones with the most excuses. But it be the ones who they don't know how, they don't naturally got their own footwork. They don't naturally got no good jab. Hey, it's funny because I was talking to one of my guys last night. He was just starting out, and I was telling him the last thing to go from anybody is power. I can't teach power. I can show you how to sit down on shots. I can show you on how to play shots. But as far as God-given natural talent, that's God-given. And most of the guys that come to me, and guys that I've seen over the years, guys who got natural power, they the ones that stick with it the most. But guys who are just naturally crafty, naturally fast, you know, unfortunately, those are the guys that don't stick to the program, man. You know? And I'm just praying that this message can hit at least one guy to really, really snap out that funk, to snap out that lazy state, to snap out that discouraged state, to really lock in, buckle down, and go forward. I said it before, right? All right, y'all, excuse me. I was going through the car wash. I didn't like that dark spot. But like I was saying, man, you got to treat boxing like a contract when you get out of college going into the big leagues. Or you got to treat boxing like it's a regular job. You know, you got to, first of all, you got to give yourself some time. You got to give yourself some time, man. Win, lose, or draw, when you fighting in the amateurs or when you just starting out as a young pro, you got to give yourself time. You know, everybody's not going to be the Floyd Mayweather get to retire with a glossy, undefeated record. Everybody not going to be like Lomachenko winning 399 amateur fights with only one defeat. And that one defeat came inside of a national tournament. You know? So you got to give yourself some time, man. You know, you can do some great things. And not just the contact of the sport. You know, boxing, it helps you with life. It helps you navigate with life. Help you learn how to be disciplined. Help you learn how to be confident. Help you learn how to be self-sufficient. You know, it give you that boost. It give you that boost in life in a lot of areas where you're lacking at. But unfortunately, a lot of guys not giving themselves no time. You know? So you can't keep making excuses to fail, man. It's my heart desire, man, and it's truly my prayer that one person can just take this message from experience, not something that I heard, not something that I'm guessing. It's from my experience. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this, man. Give yourself some time. You know? Make the excuse to win. Stop selling yourself short. If you say you want to glove up and do this thing for a living, well, you got to expect, unfortunately, there's going to be some days that you're going to get hurt. There's going to be some days where you're going to feel like doing something. You know? I can't stand that word when it comes to men. I feel. That's an emotional state. Feelings. Deal with reality. Let's deal with the facts of it, man. You can do some great things, but it's going to be up to you to lock in, buckle down, and make it happen. There's not going to be any handouts. Okay? You're going to have to pay your gym dues. You're going to have to pay your trainer. You're going to have to pay to travel to get to tournaments, to get here and there. But you got to look at it as all part of the investment. We're all investing time, energy, you know, especially time away from the family, you know, but it's all part of the sacrifice. That's why you have fighters on the championship level. They go to camp for 8 to 12 weeks. They're away from their family, from their children, from their wives, from their girlfriends. They're not in camp having sex. They're not in camp, you know, playing around, playing with themselves. They're not in camp watching foolish stuff. You know, they're locked in to the mission. And the mission is to win. The mission is to make enough where I can retire and my family and the generation after me, the generation after them, can be comfortable. That's the ultimate purpose. That's the ultimate prize. And I'm going to do another video on that when I'm going to talk about the journeyman. You know, because a lot of fighters, they put themselves in a position where they don't understand that there's a lot of danger involved with this game, unfortunately. You know, a lot of fighters end up hurt, brain damage, you know, their body getting hurt and beat up. And you can be a world champion, win a fight, but still, God forbid, end up broken up after the fight game is done. So you got guys who treat this thing like it's just a paycheck, and they turn to a journeyman, start taking fights on short notice, not thinking about the risk for that little reward for being a journeyman. You know, it's not good, man. You know, but that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother talking point. But I just want to say, man, look, stop making that excuse to lose. Lock in, buckle down, and just go for it. Go forward. Just go for it. Make that investment. Create that time. Treat your career like it's a 9 to 5. You know, to get that paycheck, you might got to be there at work from 8 to 4 or 9 to 5. You know, to get that education, you might got to be inside that facility or that institution from 8 to 3 or 12 to 3. No matter what, there's a time. And you make sure that you're there at that time. Why? Because you know at the end of the program, there's going to be a reward. So you got to treat yourself as the CEO. From the hours of 5 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., That's my workout time. I gotta run, I gotta do my sit-ups, I gotta do my push-ups. That's my workout time. You know, from the hours of 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., that's my gym time. I'm not missing the gym under no circumstances. You know, God forbid, family emergency, something might pop up. You know, you might gotta take care of that. But you know what you gotta do. You know what I mean? But from those hours of 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., those are my gym hours. I'm not going out to parties. I'm not going out to the restaurants. No, I gotta be in the gym. I gotta lock in and do what I gotta do. You understand? So treat yourself as a CEO, man. Make that excuse to win. Make that investment that's going to provide for you and your future and your family's future. The generation after your family, you know? So be that one, man. Be that one. Be that guy. Be him. Be him. You know what I mean? Make that excuse to win, champ. Till next video, Team Heat Boxing. Peace.